And the title of the talk is Innovating for a Sustainable Future, the Role of Engineering in Cross-Border Collaboration. And the main point of the talk is about innovation and collaboration. And I'd like to talk about the innovation in the education and the research, and of course, not only about the innovation, but also about the collaboration between Africa and the East Asia, not only in Japan, but also the East Asian, about the Japan and Japan to China, and not recent development of Japan, Taiwan, North Korea, the whole East Asia. It might be helpful for the whole area. Okay, it will be helpful for all of us. I hope it will. Okay. I'd like to go for the contents. Okay, this is outline of my talk. Okay, I will give I will give a self-introduction at first. Then I will give a introduction about what we are doing right here in Ehime, in our university, generally about our research, and then an education plan, maybe an education right here in Ehime University, and maybe for the international students, for recent Japan student, also for global education recently. Actually, we are facing a new education situation right now in global situation. The English education just changed. The AI situation changed very fast, and we are trying to adapt new situation, and we are trying new things. The PBL education plan are also made, and we are just I'm just talking about something about it. Okay. I will just give a self introduction. Just as Mr. Patrick introduced, I was born in Shenyang in China in 1983. Actually, I was born in a very cold place. Maybe it is difficult to imagine that it was a very cold place. Recently, I didn't go back there, but when I was born, it was a place maybe the maximum temperature difference was almost 70 degrees in a year. Well, a big difference in a year. So, well, in my young age, it was very harsh there. But well, in Ehime, it was it is a warm place. Maybe recently, the temperature is around 30 degrees. But in the winter, it's almost zero. But in Shenyang, in the place I was born, it was almost a minus 30. It was very cold there. And it was an industrial city. In my college age, as I read it here, my university was Northeastern University, also in Shenyang. It was a famous engineering university. My dream was to be an engineer. especially about automatic or about automation or mechanical engineering. In my 4 years education, I just focus on mechanical things, automation things, to learn the structure of mechanical engineering things and about the C programming, the PLC things, just some kind of difficult to deal with. I just feel tired about them. But I think it was also some kind of burden, but it was some kind of interesting. I feel I just approaching to my dream. And it was, how to say, feel I'm progressing. And when I graduate, I find a chance which was introduced by a professor which graduated from also from Northeastern University, from the same university. He introduced me to the Yamaguchi University in Japan. So I went to the university in 2007 in the control engineering laboratory. I go to the laboratory and for 6 years to get a doctorate degree. And then I go to National Institute of Technology of Hiroshima. Maybe you heard about the city's name. It was a college. In that university, it was in that college. It was not about mechanical. Not mechanical engineering technology. Not a mechanical engineering. How to say? It was not mechanical engineering school. It was electrical engineering school. So I focus on control engineering there. And since 2017, I moved to Ehime University. Then I focus on mechanical control since then. And in my career, I focus on control engineering and intelligent control and robotics, just as Mr. Patrick introduced. And I'd like to introduce what we are doing, what I'm researching. Okay, about the research contents, and I just since my graduate school student era, I'm doing the research about the intelligent control of ultrasonic, about the ultrasonic motor. And it is an interesting actuator, actually, and a different kind of motor, not as usual kind of motor. Maybe you have heard some of electromagnetic motor, which is driven by electromagnetic things. But ultrasonic motor is not driven by electromagnetic mechanisms. It is driven by piezoelectric ceramics, completely different mechanisms. This is driven by frictions. That is okay? Is everything okay? Okay, I will move on it. And maybe in this kind of research, I may just move on the research without some details. Okay, the contents is very long, so I will just without some details. This kind of contents just this kind of motors just constructed some servo systems in our research room, and this kind of systems is construct some servo system with very high accuracy, but they deal with very difficult characters to control, just like this. This kind of non-linearity. When we give load, the characters also change, very different. So we give very complex control system on them, just like system identification and neural network on them. So we give some complex neural network on them, and we give some simple experiment, just like some motor to move, just move in very simple one direction rotating, just one direction rotating. And we give a load just as 100 seconds. And some parameters are recorded here. And then we can see if we give fixed parameter here, and the error is just very large, around 0. And then we use our system, you can see the error just concentrated around 0. And our parameter will change according to the load. And it is very effective. And we also give some other parameters and to give to the motor. And we also give some interesting wave for test. Then for some fixed gains, we also give some normal error, just like this. And then we give our method, the error just get very small. And the gain just change like this. It's just a very interesting control method in our research room. And then we can use the motor in some applications. And we also use the motors in some meal assistant robot. Just like this, we use the motors in some meal assistant robot. The robot is placed on the table, and the user just sit face to the monitor of the desktop PC, and the user just look at the camera and use the PC to control the robot. Then the robot can push the food to the spoon, and the user. Okay, we also use the eye to control the. I'm sorry that I used the Japanese character to control the on the screen to control the food, to control the robot. The movement of the robot is controlled by the Japanese characters. I'm sorry, it is used in Japan, so the meaning of the button is marked by the Japanese characters. Then the food is pushed to the spoon by this kind of movement. And in our research, we are just doing the intelligent control, and in 3 directions: to accuracy improvement, and do the innovation in new method, and also recently we are introduced of some AI application, AI methods. And also we are doing some more improvement in the robotics to give some labor saving and full automations of the robot, and give some life support robot, just like the how to say, the walk support robot, and the sitting and sitting down and standing up support robot. Just like this kind of labor-saving meal assistant robot, one other administrator can use a multiple meal assistant robot to give multiple users to support their meal, to help the multiple disabled people or multiple aged people to have meals. It is useful for labor saving in aged facilities, aged people facilities, or disabled facilities. It is very expected in the East Asia aging societies. And in our education in Ehime University, the global education is very expected. The seminars in English are progressed, and accreditation of English teaching materials are also improved. And recently presenting research results at international conference in the research rooms are recommended in also a different in multiple research rooms. Recently, the research rooms, maybe Mr. Patrick knows that in the laboratory of Professor Nomura also introduced that, also recommended the students to make presentations in international conference, I think. And the active learnings in practice also recommended in undergraduate students, and the development is develop independent learning abilities is very important in undergraduate education periods. And the trial and error in experiments and exercises and analysis and discussions are very important, especially in the, I think in Ehime University, also in the national universities are considered very important recently. And in our graduate educations, the lectures, in the lectures, the abilities to analyze and draw conclusions on more specialized issues are very important. And also the abilities to independently to find the tasks and the solutions as needed. So I also suggest the students to use their eyes and hearts to consider their knowledges and real words, to consider how to find their tasks, to link them. That is very important to their future. And the activities to apply their theories to learn the, I have said, just I said, to the real world problems is very important. And also, just as the international conference talk, that the chance is very important. So please just how to say, just hold the chance, practice for the precious chance. Okay, this is very pressures. Okay, and that is main points of my talk. And also in AHIME University, there are some talks, there are some informations that I forgot to get the information that I just forgot to get to the I'm sorry that I forgot to get to the page. There's a there are some contents from the talk that there are some contents from the actually not only from AHIME University, but also from generally almost the main national university. They have generally the policy for international students that they offer the grants, the scholarship for international university for the international students, that they give the scholarship, the how to say, they offer some chance to give some application chance for the international students to give some support. So international students could give some could find the information. So I just give the AHIME University information, and you can take it as a reference. I give the information in the chart, and so you can look at, you can read it. Also, and I didn't find it clearly, but international students also able to be apply for the, how to say it, exemption from tuition fees, I think. Yeah, you can. It is not necessary to pay for the how to say, for your school, for the school fee, the tuition fee. So that is a special system for international student. That is important system, I think. This is also an important information I want to I want to share with you. I'm sorry that I forgot to put it in the slide. Okay, and this is a 2 point. I forgot to put it in the slide, and you can take it as a reference. Okay. Okay, and this is a general point of my talk. And okay, if you have any questions, and please ask, or please just type in the chart. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sensei. Thank you for a well amazing presentation, and thank you for your time. I know how much you're busy, and thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule to come give this lecture to amazing participants, researchers, students, and professionals who are in the chat box. So at this moment, we'll be taking questions, just like I had put in the chat box. If you don't want to speak and then you prefer to type in the chat box, please we'll just take like two questions before we have the next facilitator. And if you want to ask any question, please signify by using um, the chat by raising your hands and want to ask a question, please. And if you want to type in your question, please type in the question in the chat box, and I'm going to read that to Professor Mu. Is there anyone who want to ask a question? Okay. Olorunfemi Joshua. Yes, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Yes. Let's
Good morning, sir. Thanks for the presentation. My name is Victor. I'm a graduate of physics. So I'm interested in
Please, can you speak out loud, please, so that everyone can hear you, please?
All right. Okay. So
Yes, we can hear you. Have we lost them?
okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, we can hear you, please.
Okay. Yeah, I said I'm a graduate of physics. So I'm interested in furthering my education in optoelectric or the semiconductor. So I don't know if this group is actually for me, because I think this group is based on renewable energy, sir. So I just want to know if maybe I am welcome to this group, or maybe the opportunity that can be shared in that field, optometry, all these perovskites and semiconductor. Those are the field I'm interested in.
So I think this question is not directly to Professor Mu, but I think that question is directly to me, who has created the platform of such. Mr. Olorunfemi, right? So I'm going to, please, can you just kindly message me concerning your question, and why we take question about today's presentation from from Professor Mu, please. Is that okay?
All right, sir.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
sir. Thank you, sir.
So we are directing questions to Professor Mu concerning his presentation. So if you have any question for Professor Mu, please kindly speak and ask your questions. So we have some questions in the chat. Sensi, somebody is asking that that is curious to know what set of skills, like what skills will you find valuable from a student to assist you and other professors on your project. So the person is asking if you would want to work with an international student from Africa, and what set of skills would the person be required of for the person to qualify to work with you in any of your projects. I don't know if you understand my question, Sensei.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute, please. I'm reading the question.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The window just get too small. Ready. The student's ability. You mean? Right?
Yes. So the student is asking if what do you look out for in any project you are working on that it would be able to contribute to your project. So it's asking how will it fit in any of your projects they are working on currently now.
in my project, actually, generally, because we have different projects, so our projects needs different abilities, but general abilities, general skills are the common things, just like communication abilities, mathematic abilities, and English. Generally, Japanese skills are also needed, but not significant, actually. And actually, the core, the most valuable skills I need is mathematics, English, control engineering, and communication ability is very important for me, I think. And other skills we can improve further. We can, how to say, we still have time to improve together. Okay, the basic ability is mathematics, English, and control engineering. And generally in undergraduate stage, maybe classic control engineering is enough, I think. Maybe even not very familiar with it, just the basic ability is enough, I think. And how to say, just as I say, the I was my dream was only to be an engineering, actually not a researcher. But in my way, I was I just changed my way. Just I learned with my supervisor. Actually, he supervised. He gave me the improved space. He lead me the way. So it is very important to give to be determined and give an open mind. That is very important for me. So I think it is also very important for you. So the basic skill is important for all of you. The mathematics thing, the English thing, and the basic information about control things is enough. Most valuable, maybe most valuable. Maybe we can talk about it. You have the improve the space for improvement. It is okay, I think. Is that okay?
I don't know if that answers your question, Mr. Tosin Ayola. Yes, Sensei, I think he's giving a reaction. He said, yes, you've answered his question very well. Thank you, Sensei. And there are a lot of questions that are coming in. I don't know, because, okay, somebody is asking here that, Sensei, I don't know if you could read the chat. There are questions that are in here for you.
Okay. Pure physics, it is very It is not very difficult to switch to technology, I think. But it depends on the technology you want to move, because that some technology is just like computer science, or there's some kind of wall you have to go over. Maybe how to say, just some engineering some engineering field is difficult to go in. Just as the professor who taught me, he told us that mechanical engineering people can move to some engineering field, but some engineering people cannot. Other engineering people, it's difficult to move mechanical world, because that it is difficult to learn the mechanical driving things. You know that because that you have to spend years to drive the mechanical driving. If you didn't drive it at the first 4 years in university period, it is difficult to spend that time when you get your work years. So it is a gap, maybe. So you have to understand the field you want to go in. So just understand the field you want to get in, okay? So which tech field you want to go in. So you just try to understand it, okay?
Okay. I'm sure that question has been answered. Thank you. Yeah, Sensei, the participants have showed a reaction that you've answered this question. Thank you, Sensei. I think one more question from someone here is Mr. Udu Banjo is asking where can the ultrasonic motors be applied? Can the ultrasonic motors be applied in other sectors apart from the food sector?
Yes, they can be used to other sectors. It is famous that the ultrasonic motor is used at you know that the Canon autofocus lens, they are using the ultrasonic motor, the circle type ultrasonic motor, and also it is not called as ultrasonic motor, but the straight line type, piezoelectric type, straight line moving motor. The actuator is also some kind of ultrasonic motor, so it can be applied in various kind of sectors. So they are very it is possible to be applied in many kind of applications.
Thank you so much, Sensei, for answering that question. So we're going to take more other questions because we are actually running out of time. Sensei, please,
okay.
I don't know if you could stay be with us.
It's okay.
Be with us for some time.
I will. I will answer the question in the chat box. Is that okay?
Okay, Sensei. All right, Sensei. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry to be over the time.
No, it's okay, Sensei. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Okay,
being a part of
thank you
this.
very much.
And we would want to also take a group photograph after the second presentation. So please, as you answered the questions in the chat box, we would also want you to still be with us as we end the section. Thank you, Sensei, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So our next presenter, our next facilitator is somebody that I also wholeheartedly well. It's personal for me. This person is my a mentor, is my HOD. When I was coming into Japan and I did my first master's in University of Lagos, it was such an encourager, encouraged me to do my first master in the University of Lagos. And he also helped me with organizing my proposal, because proposal is actually one of the most important things that people here in Japan or the sensei look out for. He helped me arrange my proposal that got me the scholarship in Ehime University. The person I'm going to welcome to this platform now is no other person than Dr. Shita Manasseh. He is the head of research at the National Center for Energy Efficiency and Conservation under the Energy Commission of Nigeria, and a distinguished scholar at the University of Lagos. Dr. Shita is a recognized expert in energy efficiency, renewable energy systems, and building energy optimization. Since 2013, he has authored and supervised numerous influential students in solar PV deployment. Some of the students are also here. I can see some reactions from some of the students that he has mentored in time past. Energy conservation strategies and sustainable energy policy in Nigeria. He has also led key national research programs under the Energy Commission of Nigeria, advancing Nigeria commitment to climate resilient energy solution. His deep knowledge and policy experience placed him at the intersection of research, governance, and global sustainability dialogues. I want to formally welcome no other person but Dr. Manasseh Babale Shita. In my organization, we call him the masquerade in the energy space. So please join me with reactions as you clap for my HOD who is going to be taking the next session. Dr. Sir, it's up to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Patrick, for that powerful introduction. Powerful, yes. Thank you. Yes, good morning, everyone. And I want to bring Nigeria to Professor Shinglin Mu and to some of us, that have not seen what we are doing, at the center. So without any waste of time, I would just want to quickly take our presentation so that we'll save the time for the day. Yes, just like Patrick has rightly introduced me, I'm Dr. Manasseh Babale Shita from National Center for Energy Efficiency and Conservation, University of Lagos. So I'll be talking on Nigeria's energy history, challenges, and the promise of Nigeria-Japan collaboration. And this is a presentation being delivered at Beyond Borders Technical Session. So in my content, I have this to quickly run through. Nigeria at a glance, about NCEC, research at NCEC, product developed at NCEC, energy history of Nigeria, challenges of energy in Nigeria, Nigeria-Japan collaboration towards solving energy challenges in Africa. Then I will conclude and welcome questions and answers. So do not be bothered about the content. Is not much. It's pictorial, a kind of, so it will run very fast. Now, by way of bringing Nigeria close to Japan, to Professor Shinglin Mu, yes, this is just a map of Nigeria showing the land size, the population, the major tribes which we have, Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba, and our official language is English. And we at NCC, we are located in Lagos, and Lagos, Nigeria has a land size of about 1,171 kilometers square, and the population of close to 16 million as estimate. While the major tribe around here is Yoruba, then we have, a combination of the major tribes also, in Lagos. Now, this is just our location. We are located at 2 Oduduwa Drive, University of Lagos, Akoko Yaba, and our website is ncc.gov.ng. Now, as way of introduction, National Center for Energy Efficiency and Conservation is one of the 6 research centers located, across the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, which was set up alongside with other 3, in 2008, the National Center for Hydropower Research Development and the National Center for Energy Efficiency and Environment, then the Petroleum Research Development Center located in Bauchi, while NCEE in Benin, and that of hydropower in Ilori.
Dr. Sir, please, excuse me, sir. I think from the chat box, they said the slides are not moving. I don't know.
Okay. The slides are not moving. Okay, yes. I think they will move now. Yes. Now. Okay, it's moving now. Okay, so this is our vision. Yes, to facilitate the adoption of energy efficiency and conservation across all sectors in Nigeria. And we have a mission to be a foremost research and training center in energy efficiency and conservation to energy end users, leaders in energy advisory services and energy policy development in Africa. This is our vision and our mission. And our mandate cut across policy, product efficiency policy and product, codes and standards, capacity building, project development in terms of energy efficiency concepts. We disseminate energy efficiency and conservation information and concepts. We also gather and analyze energy supply and consumption data in Nigeria. Now, these are the mandates we as a center have been saddled with by the government of Nigeria. Now, pursuant to those mandates, we try to fashion our activities in order to be able to meet those mandates. And we looked at energy research, we looked at energy efficiency codes and standard, which our center have worked with Standard Organization of Nigeria, and still working, in collaboration with Standard Organization of Nigeria to be able to come up with standards such as the lighting standards and the minimum energy performance standard for air conditioners, which has been adopted by even West Africa. Then we also look at capacity building. Now, in our capacity building, we conduct trainings, various kind of training, which you will see there in the slides. Then we do energy efficiency pilot, projects where we had opportunity to develop some products. We also carry out awareness creation. We do energy audit and management, in domestic and commercial places and industries. Now, some of the capacity buildings that we have there in short form, we have mini grid design. We have the solar photovoltaic installers course. We have the solar photovoltaic installers and supervisors course. We also have the hydropower civil course work and energy efficient building design. And we also do energy audit and energy management as short course. Now, pictorially, this is how it looks like. Then we also have some long courses which are upcoming. We have postgraduate diploma in energy engineering. We have professional master of energy engineering, academic master energy engineering, and we are also, proposing doctoral programs in energy engineering, which, the curriculum has been concluded and it's in the process of approval, for processing towards, forwarding it to the postgraduate school. Now, we also do internship. These are some of the interns that we had in time past, at the center. And some of the capacity building that we've done include, the green skills. This is one out of many that we have done. And we've been able to deliver in that, training, energy efficiency, the energy minimum performance standard based on ISO 50001 2018. We delivered solar energy, as introductory, and the electric vehicles. We've done also micro and small hydropower, and the energy economics, which we deliver to them, and we introduce them to some energy modeling. Now, what are the research teams? It is very, very important to understand the research teams that we have, at the center. At the center, we have teams like renewable energy, e-mobility and transportation team, energy storage and grid. We have teams like industrial, domestic and transportation energy management, energy efficiency, energy technologies, which we consider things under the industry. We consider energy audit, energy management, optimization, and energy processes. While under efficiency, we delve into research, teaching things like advanced energy efficiency technology, retrofit and upgrade, energy efficiency and appliance, waste recovery, AI and IoT in energy. And this is one of the area where, our interns, our researchers would like to see how they will collaborate with Professor Shingley Mu, in his lab to see what, we can be able to explore together. We also looked at energy technology, where we're looking at, researches in AI and ML, blockchain, hydrogen, advanced materials for energy technologies and the like. So these are some of the areas that we delve into in the teams. While in teams like conservation and sustainability, we looked at things like strategies for reducing consumption, we look at circular economy, energy conservation behaviors changes, energy planning. So these are areas of research that we looked into under the conservation and sustainability team. While under the climate change and resilience, we looked at mitigation of climate change, adaptation of climate change, role of energy efficiency in achieving climate goals, and things like that. So these are some of the things that we are looking under the climate change and resilience, where we had opportunity to conduct alongside, support from Japan, some, research work, which will be showcased in this presentation. We also look at policy, economics, and market dynamics, and our researchers are working, to explore energy policy development, carbon pricing, economic modeling of energy transition and financing. So these are areas of research under that team that our staffs are, exploring. Under education and capacity building teams, we have training programs such as with the ones that I showcased earlier, like the green skills, the intense trainings. We do public engagement, academic curriculum development, which we are also developing, and we have also developed, and we will join, some other persons of interest that come along our way to develop such. Now, under the research laboratories at NCEC, we have, 2 key laboratories where we do the energy efficiency and renewable energy. We call it Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Laboratory, where we have the energy efficient motor drives, we have the wind, we have the hydro, we have ANSYS workbench, where, we have a setup on the computer where we could be able to simulate and try to analyze some systems. Under the lighting assembly laboratory, we have, a well, designed dome from Everfine, and we have some lineup, for designing, assembling, and characterization of quality of lamps, and taking quality assurances of some of those lamps. Now, research implementation at NCC, it will be very, very important and interesting to know how we have fared so far. Now, recently we had opportunity to conduct, validation survey and to carry out tests on inverter ACs. And this ACs is coming from Japan. It's a Japanese product by Daikin, the custodians of the R32 patent refrigerant, which they've been able to share with some air conditioners manufacturers, and they produce an efficient inverter ACs, which we try to compare alongside with the conventional one that is available in Nigerian market. And what we have here, we carried out this test in 2 separate locations, one, at NCEC, while the other one is, further in the mainland in Lagos, which is at FSD. What you see here is the setup, of the arrangement of how the setup was done, how the data was gathered. The data was gathered via cloud. It was a non-invasive kind of research where there is no interruption with, just changing the set points of the air conditioners. And some of the results that we have, shows that, the inverter AC is doing pretty much well, where it has the capability of saving, depending on the ambient temperature, it has the capability of energy savings close to between 20 to 48, percent of energy savings throughout the year, looking at the seasonal variations that we have in Nigeria. And this is done in order to meet up with the minimum energy performance standards, which was recently launched by the Nigerian government. Now also at the center, we in the time past, we've looked at the solar material research and development, where we are looking at the organic solar cells. We've been able to look at a plant called Mimosa Pudica. We looked at the extract and trying to come up with an organic solar cells. And the idea or the goal was to see how we could produce a model with it. And in trying to conduct that research, we looked at, different kind of, processes where we try to fortify the cells experimentally in order to use things like aluminum modified cell, formic acid modified cell, gelatin modified cells, oxidized starch modified cells, and we compare it with simulation, which from this diagram we can see, the output from the cell is consistent with simulation. A simulation is consistent with our experimental results, which, the performance, that is the energy conversion functions of the cell was very, very impressive. And also at the center, we are also, looking at, biomass research, where recently we, alongside with some of our interns, we try to work on clean cookstoves, and the results that you're seeing is as a result of modeling, where they were able to come up with the briquettes. Now the briquettes, we developed a unique cookstove where we simulated the output to be able to see a natural convention, putting into consideration the variation of wind across all over the country, and we can see it's consistent with what is obtainable, and it's very, very efficient. Now in terms of product, we've also delved into technology development, where as a center, looking at the challenges in the energy space, we try to come up with a single phase. We started with a single phase energy monitoring, which we call power availability and quality meter, and we were able to come up with it. And what we have here is the product from NCEC. It started from design, conceptualization. We went to design, and we went to the real production, and we have this product both in single and in 3 phase. Now these are some of the products at NCEC. We've been able to come up with what we call R4EM board, and we've been able to come up with efficient light emitting diode board, which is from the center. We have also developed a temperature and humidity data logger. We have light and occupancy sensor. We have grid power availability meter in 3 phases, just like I've mentioned. Now, the R4EM that we're talking about, is a device where we came up with looking at, the Professor Shingley Moon was talking about, the ultrasonic device, which will be used in assisted sharing of meal for the elderly. We were also looking at the R4EM board, where, looking at our situation, we have challenges in power, and we have challenges, in terms of, when we have elderly people at home. Since we have challenges with power, we can supply our power from the grid, we can supply our power from the generator, we can supply our power from the solar. So this R4EM board has the capability of switching depending on the availability of the power, whether from grid, from solar or any other, it can be able to switch to be able to supply power to the area of need without, having the need to go out, or the elderly person having the need to go out to be able to switch whatever power source he is using ab initio. But the primary source is the grid. If the grid is not available, it goes, to, check if there is availability in solar. If there is no availability in solar, that is when it triggers the generator to come up so that it can be able to start, automatically without, invasive. And this is, something that I think, it might be of interest, and Professor Chinwenyu will look at the control system, how this will be done effectively. Then in terms of industry engagement, we have engaged with industries in the past to be able to conduct energy audit. This is one of the food, companies that we have in Lagos, where we went in order to be able to look at their actual production and, to be able to, look at the energy consumption and predict, what they are supposed to be producing, if things being equal and their energy consumption is consistent with what is, recommended internationally. So the result that you're seeing is, the result from one of the industry engagement that we had in terms of energy audit. Now, these are some of the ongoing research projects at NCC, where some of our researchers are looking at electric vehicle, energy audit, smart meter development, waste heat recovery, battery energy storage, and energy conversion. And we know that Japan is, unique in that. So quickly, let me just look at the history of energy. In Nigeria before now, from pre-1950 to till date, we have had different phases where before now a lot of biomass and isolated diesel, that is pre-1950, from 1950 to 1970, we look at the Energy Corporation of Nigeria, which was created, and national grid begins, where from Lagos they begin to expand, to the western grid line and things like that. From 1970 to 1980, we have the major hydropower projects such as the Kainji Dam and the establishment of the National Electric Power Authority, NEPA era, where they had some isolated generators in different local governments and they are producing power and giving. But, expansion continues from 1990 to 2000, there is a decline because investment, in that sector, declined. We had expansion, in terms of network, but there wasn't expansion in terms of generation and transmission. Then came 2013, where we had the unbundling, the privatization of, the NEPA itself, where it was unbundled to first PHCN. And from PHCN, it was further unbundled to where we had, the generation companies, the transmission company, and, the distribution company. All in all, we have the 6th generation company and we have the 11 distribution companies. Now, with all of that, investment still have not trickled much into the transmission. That is why, we had, the challenges that we had. And from 2015 till now, there are drives as a result of national changes, international policies, and things like that. So transition is taking place to renewable energy transition, and, it's going on. So this is what I was saying. We have 6 GenCos, one transmission company, which has also been, unbundled, to what we have the administrators and the operators. NISO is coming in, to unbundle the TCN again. Then, current energy, mix and challenges, you can see installed generating capacity. We have close to 14,000 megawatt of installed, generating capacity from, fossil fuel plants, hydro plants, solar, and others. Then we have, available generation, which is averaging between 4,500 to 5,000. This is as a result of the challenges that I mentioned that we had, in the transmission company. So over 200 million population, with less per capita electricity consumption, which, is leading to what? Electricity shortfall, contributing to about 25 to 26 billion annual economic losses, which is approximately 2% of our GDP. And this data is gotten from what? From World Bank. Now, you can see this is a huge, huge problem. Now, some of the key challenges we have, we have great instability, we have finance issue, we have a technical skill gap, which is one of the areas that we believe, when we collaborate with international, partners or international, Japan, we will be able to circumvent those, challenges. Then in terms of, renewable energy, like I mentioned, there is a great shift. Some of the snapshots on energy, we have about 25 solar hybrid mini grid and over 1 million solar home systems, installed since 2018, serving over 5 million people. This was gotten from, World Bank. In terms of impact, over 5 million rural Nigerians, have been impacted via, 600 megawatt of rural, electrification agency-backed project from 2020 to 2022. And this was gotten from, the Rural and Electrification Agency. This is their data. Now, in terms of the planned project, there are a lot of planned projects, that we have in Nigeria in order to support the grid. Over 400 additional mini grids is planned via $200 million, we light agreements targeting about 1.5 to 2 million more users. This is, in agreement in principle. Then in terms of impact, that we've had in deploying things like the renewable energy, there are great social impact, financial impact, and, a lot of testimonials in terms of, usage of renewable energy such as solar. Then in terms of Nigeria-Japan collaboration, where do we go? Looking at, the challenges that we have in Nigeria, issue of skill, and to be able to bridge the skill, that means the academia, and the research institute to have to come in. We have to collaborate. Now, these are, strengths that we have identified, in terms of smart grid technologies, Japan, is very strong in terms of control systems, IoT, and meters, just like we've seen, from the research of Professor Shigli Mu. These are some of the things that, goes into developing some of the products. So they are strong in that. We've also identified energy storage, which is, one of the strengths of Japan. When you look at Japan, they have, the Nishi substation, which is on, battery energy solar systems. You have the Tanagawa energy storage plant also, which is built on the, battery energy system storage. And we have the Eshi battery energy system project, which is coming up with one of the notable projects in Japan that is currently, going on. Then in terms of system monitoring, we understand that, response time and error rate is one of the things that, this has to also do with control. And in terms of control, this can also help. And, when we collaborate. So potential joint areas, we are also looking at research on hybrid mini grid systems for weak grid zones. We are also looking at exchange programs and technical training, to address skill shortages starting, from, NCEC and some of us interns and students that are on this call. We are also looking at shared innovation labs between NCEC and Japan, focus on what? Solar storage, biomass conversion, heat transfer, and IoT-enabled monitoring system. So these are some of the areas that we are looking at. And, to give, some, suggestive pilot project scenarios, we can co-develop, between NCC and Ehima University in terms of solar mini grid. We can do some trials, in Nigerian regions with Japanese technical support. And we can do things like students, researcher-led design and installation. We can do, co-authored research outputs and publications. We can also do community impact, such as powering schools, clinics, small agri businesses. These are, some, scenarios that we could look into. We can also, when we deploy any project, we look at over 12 years, look over 12 months, its impact, and, the economic impact in terms of what it can be able to do. So now, Ehima University students and some of our interns that we have, what do we want them to do? We would like a situation whereby they can collaborate, they can innovate, they can go for internship, to Japan to be able to explore knowledge, and we could also explore funding, possible funding from JICA. It's a Japanese International Cooperation Agency. We can also explore World Bank. We can also explore Nigerian agencies. Now, the earlier air conditioning testing that I showcased is a collaboration between JICA Nigeria, bringing in Daikin product into NCC to conduct tests in terms of efficiency, knowing that NCC is a national center in charge of energy efficiency. So when we looked at policies, in terms of policies, we can look at, agencies like REA, Energy Commission, Ministry of Power, which is steering energy access, and efficiency. Both the three agencies, REA, ECN, and Ministry of Power, they are all steering this energy access and efficiency. Then we could draw support, like I said, from those banks mentioned. Then, Japan's support could be in terms of universities and ministries who support policy, design, data systems. So these are, policies and institutional support we might need, when doing that. Now, the vision and call to action is that, we've seen our target as Nigeria in terms of renewable energy and energy efficiency. We've seen, the duration, which is between 5 to 10 years, that is the next 10 years. Then we are inviting, Ehime University, to form NCC Ehime University-led research clusters where we can do pilot projects, technical exchange, and partnerships, which will benefit, the two institutions and country at large. Now, to conclude my presentation, I have been able to take us through a glance at the country, Nigeria, about NCEC and some of the research products that we have, and to also explore, suggested, areas of joint collaboration that I've mentioned. Now, it is worthy to note that Africa's energy future is a global opportunity, and students are at its heart. So, with this, I say, I come to the conclusion of my presentation, and I want to thank you, and I welcome questions. For contact and further questions, you can contact me via my email, my LinkedIn page, my ORCID page, and my phone number. Thank you so very much. So I welcome question, and over to you, Patrick, and thank you, Professor Shinglimu, for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor. I'm so happy that this presentation is so encompassing, with so much information overloaded, and it feels as if I'm home, right? Hearing you again, I feel that the knowledge that I have gained is something that's going to remain with me for a very long time. So now it's time for questions. If you have questions for Dr. Shita, please do type your question. If you want to speak, please use the reaction and raise your hands and ask your question. Please, let's type our questions. Is there anyone who want to ask a question? Is there any question for Dr. Shita? Is the presentation okay? Someone is typing. Okay. So most of the participants here are doctors, mentees here. So So I think we are so satisfied with the presentation. It has been so impactful. And so if you have any further presentation or question or comment, you can do by sending Dr. email. And if you want to know more about NCC, if you want to be part of this of the program, you want to do your internship, you want to know more about our projects, we would like you to reach out to Dr. Shita. He would give you all of the information that is required for you to be part of the system. At this junction now, I would like, I don't know, Sensei, Professor Mu, I don't know if you have a comment, Sensei. You want to say something?
It's okay, and thank you, Professor Shita, and it's a very excellent presentation, and it is very impressive research, and it is very interesting talk and very interesting contents. As I am very impressed, and I'd like to see them by my own eyes and not only in presentation. Wow, very interesting. And well, I'd like to see all of you face to face, and very very pleasant to see all of you. Very nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato
ありがとうございます。
gozaimasu.
ありがとうございます。
Hi. At this junction now, I would like to request that. So before we request for a group photograph, just like I earlier mentioned, I said this initiative is steered out of the passion to bridge knowledge across countries, cultures, and discipline, especially in the field that directly impacts sustainable development, like energy, engineering, and innovation. So we want to have like a course kind of collaboration in terms of publication, authors, assessing of grants, scholarship opportunities here in Japan. And yes, because one thing I found out is that some laboratories here in Japan can actually give you a fully funded scholarship. And if you have a very good proposal, how to write a good proposal is one of the things that we would like to incorporate in Beyond Borders, learning of advanced skills like MATLAB, eQuest, ProE, ANSYS. There are some expert users here in Japan that can actually do this. I don't want to take this so lightly because I know what is going to. I cannot afford to bring these amiable scholars like Professor Shing and Professor Dr. Shita Manasi if I don't have a relationship with them because it's expensive to bring such a people here, and this program is just organized for free, right? So I want to say a big thank you to Professor Moon and Dr. Shita for honoring this invite and making their own contribution to the global space. Thank you so much for giving a such impactful and memorable presentation. Thank you, sirs. So at this junction now, please, I would like us to, if you're not in the group chat, please be in the group chat, follow us on our LinkedIn page so that we can have more impactful section. Our next section is going to be on the 30th of August. I'm just saying it's ahead of time. That section is going to be organized, is going to be facilitated by the guest speaker is going to be my professor, Professor Nomura Sensei, Professor Shinfuku Nomura Sensei. If you want to be part of that section, please do well to register and follow us for more updates because that section is going to be strictly by registration. So yes, Professor Nomura Shinfuku is a distinguished emeritus and professor and a very, very busy professor at that moment, and his love and passion for African collaboration is overwhelming. He's always telling me he want to come to Nigeria for a conference, and I should try to organize a conference for him. Then I said I'm going to bring Nigeria to him in one platform before he wants to make that decision in traveling on air for like 3 days to go for a conference. So please, at this junction now, I would want to request that we, if it's possible, let's turn on our camera so that we can have a group photograph so that we can end this section. Thank you so much. Yes. As we are turning on our cameras, I also like to say a big thank you to my team. I just have like two amazing team. I have Caleb. Caleb is in charge of like organizing these meetings and making sure that the Google Meet is available for everyone's reach. Caleb is one of the interns that interned with us in the National Center for Energy Efficiency and Conservation. And I also have Samuel. Samuel is in charge of our LinkedIn account. So these are my two teams. I want to appreciate them. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Caleb, for making this meeting a very, very memorable one. So Caleb or Samuel, can you hear me? Can you take a photograph so that we can have a photograph for documentation? Let me do that here. Okay. Is everyone's camera turned on? Trying to take a photograph. Caleb, have you taken a photograph or somewhere? I'm trying to take a photograph here, but I'm not getting it.
Yes, I'm doing that now.
All right, thank you. It's nice to see your faces here. Have you done that?
Yes, sir, I've done that.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in for this program. On to the next section. I would say arigato. I would say Oscar Samadeshita, Jamata, sayonara. So that is bye-bye in Japanese. On to the next section. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oscar Samadeshita.
どうもお疲れ様でした。
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Dr. Shita. Thank you, everyone.